History vs. Drama, a Crown series. When history meets drama in the iconic series The Crown, you might just start to wonder if it was all real. How accurate is this historical drama about the lives of the royal family? Come along with me as we reveal the thin line between fact and fiction in the scenes of the series. Season 1. History, a royal scandalous affair. Believable or not, the scandalous affair between Princess Margaret and Peter Townsend in the first season of the series is, in fact, true. Queen Elizabeth's sister, Princess Margaret, had a secret lover, which not only created an awful scandal in those days, but also put the Queen in a difficult position. She was required to approve of their marriage, despite Peter being divorced. In the early years of her rule, Elizabeth was torn between supporting her sister's love and protecting the crown, as well as her image. Opting for the latter, tough decisions had to be made to keep the lovebirds at bay. However, in real life, it was the princess who publicly announced that the wedding plans had been canceled. But we can't say the same about Elizabeth's pregnancy timeline portrayed in the series. Drama. Elizabeth's wrong pregnancy timing. Despite being a relatively minor change, we can't overlook the historical inaccuracy of Elizabeth's first pregnancy in the series. In the opening episode, we witness Elizabeth and Philip's wedding, followed by scenes from their first year as a married couple. The next scene is captured 12 months later, 8 months pregnant, but this is indeed inaccurate. It is known that Philip's and Elizabeth's wedding took place on November 20th, 1947, and Prince Charles was born on November 14th, 1948, which means 12 months after their wedding, Prince Charles was almost a week old. A timing tweak in the series that would probably be unnoticed by many viewers. Season 2. History, the Suez Crisis. The second season of the series kicks off with the Suez Crisis, which is indeed right historically. Elizabeth and the whole of England are seen dealing with a Suez Crisis at the beginning of The Crown's second season. Anthony Eden, the actual Prime Minister of England at that time, initiated a war with Egypt that ultimately contributed to his downfall. The show accurately portrays this part of England's history, although it includes likely exaggerations and elaborations in the conversations between characters. However, an inaccuracy in the same season is the timeline of the Billy Graham events. Drama, the Billy Graham timeline. The evangelism visits by Billy Graham portrayed in the series are accurate, but the timeline presented in the show is incorrect. In episode 6 of the second season, where Graham appears, no specific date is provided. However, the previous episode was set in 1957, and the following one was set in 1960. This suggests that the episode with Graham took place in either 1958 or 1959. In reality, the Reverend Billy Graham only visited England in 1954, 1955, and 1961. Despite the inaccuracies in the timeline, every other portrayal of him in the show is largely accurate. What about Princess Margaret's affair and divorce depicted in Season 3? Season 3. History, Princess Margaret's affair and divorce. In the third season of the sensational historical drama, we witness Princess Margaret entangled in the extramarital affair with the much younger Roddy Lewin. The show portrays her affair with Roddy as one of the reasons Margaret's marriage to Lord Snowdon came to an end. In the aftermath, Roddy abandons Margaret and her ex-husband quickly remarries. Troubled by these events, Margaret overdoses on sleeping pills. While these scenes may seem overly dramatic, most of the events depicted in the show are based on true events. There are a few inaccuracies in the timing and the reason for Margaret's overdose. Contrary to the series, Margaret's overdose occurred after Lewin left for Turkey without her, not immediately following her divorce. Additionally, her overdose was a result of a toxic buildup from years of use, not a suicide attempt. But was Philip really obsessed with the moon landing? Drama. Prince Philip and the moon landing. Just like the majority of people in 1969, the royal family was deeply invested in following the adventures of Apollo 11. The show portrays Philip as obsessed with the moon landing and its heroes, Neil Armstrong, Michael Collins, and Edwin Buzz Aldrin. His character is seen unimpressed after realizing these astronauts are very much ordinary. However, there is no evidence supporting these claims, only images of palace visits. The show also inaccurately depicts this as the same time frame when Philip sought faith in Christianity. In reality, Philip had already embraced Christianity before the moon landing occurred. Actor Tobias Menzies, who portrayed Philip's character, admitted in an interview that the claims in the show were incorrect. Season 4. History. Camilla invites Diana to lunch. Scenes in the 4th season show Camilla and Diana's lunch meeting menage a trois might surprise you to be shockingly accurate. However, the time frame in which this meeting occurred remains unknown, as there are several conflicts about the exact time. The royal biographer claims it occurred when Diana and Charles were already married, while other sources suggest it took place when they were newly engaged, just as the show portrays as well. While the show suggests Diana was aware of Charles's affair with Camilla, according to the royal writer, in reality, it was during this lunch date that she first harbored suspicions that Camilla was more than just a close friend to her husband. Did Margaret try to call off her nephew's wedding? Drama. Princess Margaret tries to call off the wedding. Well, that was all fiction. Depicted in the show, we see Diana spotting a familiar look on Charles's face during his wedding rehearsal, and it sparks old feelings she had. Margaret goes to plead with her mother and sister to avoid another mistake and call off the wedding, asking how many times they can make the same mistake when it comes to forcing some marriages and denying others. While Princess Margaret might have actually objected to the marriage, given her own history, Helena Bonham takes credit for this idea, which honestly added a reasonably dramatic effect to the show. Season 5. History. Prince Phillips DNA used to identify the Romanovs. This connection is accurate, as Prince Philip is linked to the Romanovs through both his parents and grandparents, notably Emperor Nicholas I of Russia and the wives of Emperor Nicholas II and Emperor Alexander II. In the series, when bones believed the Romanovs' remains were uncovered, Prince Philip provided a DNA sample to check for a match. While the Romanovs were identified, the prince also contributed to advancing DNA genealogy. Drama. Prince Philip's Affair. Throughout the series, Prince Philip and Elizabeth's marriage faces numerous challenges, with a particularly shocking revelation in Season 5. The show depicts an affair between Philip and Lady Penny Knatchbull, which is in fact false. The series portrays the pair growing close as the senior royal offers companionship to the grieving countess, but in reality, it was only platonic. While their closeness sparked rumors, Prince Philip denied the allegations, and we find it unlikely to have occurred. Season 6. History. Diana's fashion game. Perfectly portrayed in the series, Diana's status as a fashion icon remains undeniable, as no one can forget how stunning her fashion game was. The Crown recreates history by meticulously recreating some of her most notable looks, from the famous blue one-piece to the exquisite ensemble she wore on that devastating night. The costume team elevated their game by sourcing the swimsuit brand believed to be Diana's favorite. Every costume chosen for Diana in the series perfectly captures her chic style, and Peter Morgan would never want to change that fact. But the same cannot be said for Prince William's disappearance in the series. Drama. Prince William disappears. In an unexpected turn of events, Peter Morgan depicts Prince William slipping out of the royal home, adding a dramatic twist to the story of the royal family. This could be for dramatic effect, especially following the death of his mother Diana. I mean, everyone knows the royal family is always under watchful eyes, and given the tragic event at that moment, it's improbable that Prince William would go unnoticed. Learning of his mother's death must have been devastating, but there's no evidence of the prince running away from home. The real prince mentioned that the Scottish countryside provided solace during those dark days of grief. Additionally, Prince Harry's recollection of learning about his mother's death differs significantly from how it is portrayed in the series. He recalled his father still grappling with the news himself, waking him with a frightening blow and offering a little more comfort than a hand on his knee. As the series craftily merges a beautiful mix of history and drama, there's no denying it leaves viewers mesmerized watching the lives of the royals unfold. With the final season's release drawing closer, we can't wait to see how this phenomenal series will come to an end. Which discovery shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments. We would also recommend you to watch another video of us on 10 shocks in 2023, making Taylor Swift the most successful singer ever, to understand her history-breaking year. Finally, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Celebrity Crush for more buzzworthy updates.